On this week's show, Peloton on tour Chicago details released and PSL bookings open up again.
Plus, the Peloton Row is coming to Canada for the holidays and much, much more.
Welcome to Pelo Buddy TV, a show for the Peloton community by the Peloton community. Here are your hosts, Amanda Siegel and John Pruitt.
Welcome to episode 144 of Pelo Buddy TV, a show for the Peloton community by the Peloton community. I am John Pruitt. I am joined as always by my lovely co-host, Amanda Siegel. Hey, Amanda.
Hey, John. How are you?
Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Your ears been burning? There's been a lot of John Pruitt talk the last few days.
Oh, yeah.
I was back at PSNY on Thursday, and it didn't disappoint. But your name came up every now and again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Here
I'm
and
the
there.
prettier version. I'm the prettier version, but that's okay. Yeah, and awesome. Oh my God.
Everyone sees you, and the question is, where's John?
Yeah, of course.
Right.
I'll give you that much. They do say that. Is John ever going to come to the studio? I'm like, he'll be there. He'll be there. It's impossible to get in, but he'll be there.
I can't be there. Sorry, I can't be there every weekend like some people.
Well, yeah, what can I say? Yeah, I have to tell you, John, as you know, I didn't initially get into Leanne's ride, and the weightless guides were on my side, thanks to Chris Lewis deciding that he didn't want to spend a fortune to fly up to New York. But I got to tell you, John, it was a pinch me moment. It was pretty. You know what? After having worked out with Leanne in London, so often, being so fortunate to have had that, to get to see her in New York, was just amazing. And she was so lovely. When she came in, she saw me and she immediately gave me this big hug as I was sitting on my bike. And she whispered in my ear, she goes, "Oh, it's so nice to see a familiar face. I'm so nervous."
I mean, it's the big stage. It's basically Broadway,
Broadway versus said that in the pre-show.
Yeah.
And it's Broadway versus the West End.
Yeah.
Said, I feel like I'm on Broadway versus, being on the West End. But she didn't disappoint. I mean, she did not disappoint. I'll talk about it a little bit more when I talk about All for One. But she is truly the most spectacular looking woman. I mean, she is so beautiful. And, Brittany Allen, oh my God, she dressed that crew up so phenomenally for these Shaka Khan workouts.
Yeah.
It was truly a spectacle. It was just beautiful. Hannah looked spectacular. Jeffrey did his walk plus run and he looked so cool. He really was just lapping it up. It was so lovely to see, the other side of the pond, down in Manhattan, and being able to just, share it all with everybody. It was kind of low key, I got to be honest. And again, I'll talk about it more in the show as far as the hype for All for One. But it was just so lovely to get to see them on this side of the pond. So it was a really fun experience being there. And then I got to go to the Leanne and Hannah
Pramis showroom. Yeah.
Surprised they didn't do it in Short Hills. Surprised they didn't do it in Short Hills, John. I think that's a little bit more of a zhuzhy mall.
I think Pramis is a little closer, right outside the Lincoln Tunnel or the GW Bridge. So it's a little less of a jaunt to New Jersey.
Okay. Well, how far is Short Hills from? How far is Short Hills from the studio?
With zero traffic, maybe a half an hour.
Okay.
On a good day.
Okay.
If you have no traffic, getting out of the tunnel.
That's kind of what this was. It said between 30 and 45 minutes, and I think it took us about 45 minutes to get there and about 30 minutes to get back. In Uber. But
and Short Hills has that new space that they're in, because I did I did a ride there when I was there back in July in one of their little private workout
Oh, no.
rooms, which was great. I think I did maybe I did a boot camp in
Oh,
there, but
nice.
it's all these private rooms that you can do a
Yeah.
workout on the different
I
equipment.
got to give a huge shout out though to the Parama staff. They really, they really did the best that they could with the space that they had. There were about 50 of us there. They had just cocktail tables and some, chairs around. A lot of people stood. But it was just so intimate. And a really cool experience, just to sit. I mean, having been to Atlanta, I kind of had a feel of that there, and it was very
Yeah,
similar. It was just
you got a
intimate,
taste.
they were just, one on one with us, chatting away. They shared they shared their journey with Peloton, how they got started. They spoke about, their constructing of classes and how they come up with music playlists. It was just fun. It was something that was, we felt special because we were getting to hear it, and that was it. So yeah, it was lovely to connect with so many folks that I've seen on the leaderboard. Yes to You crew folk and PPC crew folk that, I've connected on the leaderboard for years. And now we all kind of came together in Paramus, New Jersey.
Did you
But
see
it was
was Melissa Ferrara there,
she
Moms of Peloton?
wasn't. You know what? Melissa's actually down in Miami this weekend.
Yeah, she was in Cape
So
Cod, then Miami. She's been getting around.
she's been getting around. She was. So I was so bummed that she wasn't able to be there. So Melissa was not there. But yeah, there was some stuck. I never can remember.
Tiffany Stuckey.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you. I was just trying to remember the middle name out of it. Tiff was there, representing the PPC crew with a, nice group of PPC, folk. And Hannah was so happy. And Leanne had her, stateside Yes to You crew followers. We were there in full force, and it was so lovely to see. And folks flew in. I mean, there was a girl that flew in from Texas just for the tea.
Wow.
A friend of mine, Rick Chick, Allison O'Connor flew in from Atlanta. So it was really nice. And I think they really appreciated the support and that folks, came out. So it was tons of fun. Some great Pelo Buddy listeners. So a few people came up and introduced themselves, and I forget Eric's last name, but a really sweet guy, Eric, who's been chatting on social, and he came up and said hi. He's a Push Push Crew member. So yeah, so it was just a lovely way to get to meet people in the community and just have that, more relaxed, not kind of adrenaline pumping that the studio will bring. In the studio, it just tends to be so like crazy.
Right.
So yeah,
it's a little more toned down. Well,
definitely was toned down.
I never heard from my buddy Steve, who lives in New Jersey, if he ever got into that event.
Oh,
So
yeah,
I don't know.
okay.
I'll have to message him after we record,
Definitely
because he's a big
message.
Hannah Frankson. He's a big Hannah Frankson fan.
Definitely a few guys there. So definitely, definitely, find out whether he went. And yeah, I'm sorry he didn't come introduce himself if he was there. But yeah, there was some really, lovely people. And I was so happy for Hannah and Leanne, because I think they really appreciated, the support, and it was fun. So yeah, so kind of just coming off that high and then getting into the next high, because I will be back in NYC to see Ben and get to ride with him. So, and that one again, I didn't get into that class. I did everything right. I did not get into that class, but because folks,
which one are we talking about?
Ben's EDM ride tomorrow, Monday. He has his EDM ride. He did his strength on Friday. He's
Skrillex.
Skrillex, thank you. Skrillex, I am very tired. His Skrillex strength class on Friday. But on Monday, he has an EDM ride, not Particle for one, but he has an EDM ride. And yeah, I could not get in, but a friend got in, got 2 spots, and she gifted me her second spot. So I was very appreciative of that. That was really cool. So yeah, so I'll be going back down for that. Or up, I should say, for that. So that's kind of fun.
Nice.
So yeah, all right, Sam. Well, I guess let's get moving. Before we get started with the show, folks, we always like to remind you how you can keep up to date with all of our content across all of our platforms. Every episode is released on our YouTube channel. Just hit the subscribe button in the bottom right-hand side of the video and hit the notify button so that you never miss an episode.
And of course, we are on all traditional podcast platforms. So if you're on the go, just want to listen, hear the audio of the show, just search Pelo Buddy TV and be sure to subscribe if you haven't already and hit notifications so you never miss an update. And we love those reviews, so keep those 5-star reviews coming. We also really appreciate the feedback on how we can add to, enhance, improve the show. So we also appreciate that as well.
We definitely do. And of course, all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter X, whatever floats your boat. A TikTok, yes.
Threads. Are we on Threads? I don't know if we're on Threads.
I don't know. Isn't everybody on Threads? I think everybody's on Threads. No, I'm not either. I don't use it. But just search for Pelo Buddy and follow us so that you never miss an episode. And now, John, let's get on with the show.
First, let's do a rundown of the latest Pelo news.
All right. Well, details recently emerged late this week about a lawsuit that was filed against Peloton. Not recently, but just it had been reported on just recently, but a lawsuit filed against Peloton from March of 2023. The complaint was filed by the mother of a Peloton member by the name of Ryan Furtado, and the mom alleges that her son was killed when his Peloton Bike Plus toppled over on him during a core class. When he was on the floor and when he was getting up, apparently he had pulled on the bike to help himself up, and apparently the bike toppled over him and it severed one of his main arteries in his neck, and he was apparently found dead. It was first reported, the lawsuit was first reported by the Daily Beast this week, just after discovering the lawsuit through public records. While the lawsuit states Furtado died alone in his Brooklyn, New York apartment, the details of his death are stated in the court filing. They said the workout requires riders to disembark the bike to conduct exercises on the floor. Ryan disembarked the bike and conducted the floor exercises. When rising from those exercises, he used the bike to assist him in getting up. The bike spun around, impacted him on his neck and face, severing his carotid artery in his neck, killing him instantly. He was found by New York City police with the bike still resting on his neck and face. And the case goes on to complain that Peloton should have, quote unquote, predicted and warned against the foreseeable misuse, that people would also use the subject bike to pull themselves up from the floor during a workout, increasing an unknown risk of injury to the user, such as the case with Ryan. So following reports of the lawsuit in the news, Ben Boyd, who's the Senior Vice President of Global Communications for Peloton, issued the following statement. They said, "We offer our deepest sympathy and condolences to the Furtado family for this unfortunate accident. As a member-first company, the health and safety of our member community is a top priority." As we note above, this is not a new lawsuit. This was just something that came to public light as it was first filed back in March. Peloton filed their response back in June to the lawsuit, denying the claims and stating that the result was based on the misuse of the bike and negligence of the member. They have since requested the case be moved to arbitration following the standard agreement all members agree to upon signing up for the Peloton service and classes and membership. But the lawsuit, it seeks compensation for Mr. Furtado's pain and suffering, funeral expenses, medical expenses, financial support that he would have contributed to his family, including inheritance. It is also asking for damages for his mother, including pain and suffering, and including past and future medical and psychiatric care. Now, this has got to be, when I saw this, this has got to be the most bizarre death associated with Peloton equipment. And I believe it's a first with the bike.
Yeah.
I just feel, I mean, it's truly sad that somebody died, but I feel like there's something missing. I feel like, you know, they were alone. I don't know. There's just some details that maybe we don't have. It just seems too bizarre, because when I first saw the headline, I was thinking, was it like a senior member, someone in like 70s or in their 80s, and they lost their footing or something? But this person was apparently in their early 30s. So it's just completely bizarre.
I gotta tell you, that bike's pretty heavy. So I don't know how. I mean, I can barely move it from one side of the room to the other, let alone having it topple over you. I mean, it's an awful, obviously, story, and you know, I feel for the family. But yeah, I'm sure there's more to that. Oy, that is just a tough one. That is really a tough one. Right. Well, the wait is over. Chicago, you are next. The much anticipated Peloton on Tour event is coming to the Windy City from October the 5th to the 7th, with a star-studded instructor lineup. We had hinted to you guys over the last few weeks who we anticipated were going to be there, but it is now official, and it includes Logan Aldrich, Mariana Fernandez, Susie Chan, all the way from the UK, Cody Rigsby, and Tunde. The event will be slightly different to Santa Monica and Atlanta. So what we are seeing each month, or each time they're doing this, is they're tweaking things. They're seeing what works, you know, in one city and figuring out what they can, you know, keep going and what they should change. So for Chicago, they are still doing the instructor experience, which will be on Thursday the 5th. There will be, as they had in Santa Monica and Atlanta, 3 unique opportunities for members to interact with the instructors. There's the custom photo booth activation, the meet and greets, and an intention setting station. Just a fun way, again, you know, for those folks that listen to the show regularly, you know, I was in Atlanta and can share. It's just a fun way of getting to meet probably all the instructors for the most part. They did switch them off. There were only 5 instructors going to Chicago, though, and not 6 that they had in Atlanta. So we'll see how that works. On Friday the 6th, and that's all they have for right now scheduled for Thursday, and that'll start at noon. They are 30-minute increments. It was a fee of $60 to sign up for that, and you got every half an hour was a new group of folks that were able to sign up for that. On Friday the 6th, there will be a brand new event with Cody and Tunde, where they will take you behind the scenes of Peloton Studios in a kind of a podcast style conversation. It's stated that they will share insider stories on the instructor team, the studio, the community, and more. So that definitely is going to be a fun event to attend. It'll last about 45 minutes long, with an opportunity for a meet and greet after, which is kind of nice. So for those folks that didn't get into the instructor experience and are really big fans of Cody and Tunde, you will get a chance to meet the two of them then. From what we're kind of gathering, it's a similar concept to kind of what they did with Alex and Marcel for Alex book discussion, except the two of them just sharing kind of behind the scenes at studio of Peloton Studios. On Friday evening, those lucky enough to have scored tickets will attend Peloton's game night. This is going to be an opportunity for the community to test their knowledge while having a chance to bond with each other and the instructors. Participants will be assigned a team lead by an instructor team captain and compete in classic indoor games with a Peloton twist. This activity looks like it has replaced the field day activity that was held in Atlanta. On Saturday, there will be 3 live group classes. At 10 a.m., members can join Mariana for a yoga flow for runners. At 11:15, there will be a strength workout. And at 12:30, I'm sure a very fun dance cardio close with, we can all guess, none other
With
than
Cody.
Cody.
Yeah.
None
And the
other
strength is with
Cody.
Logan, I'm sure.
And strength will probably be with
Maybe
Logan.
Tune Day will join in with Cody on the dance cardio.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And I think that Susie will probably be with Mariana at the yoga, the yoga for
Hmm.
runners. And kind of like what they did with those classes in Atlanta, they had, the one instructor up on the podium, kind of giving the instruction, and the others kind of being the cheerleaders in the crowd, kind of running
Yeah.
around and being part of the crowd, which was really
the
so
hype,
much fun.
the hype ones. Yeah.
And then Saturday evening, the weekend will culminate with the Leaderboard Awards party, celebrating the community. They have shared, though, that throughout the weekend, there will be events announced. So folks should definitely make sure that they keep an eye out on the website and the Peloton Studios Instagram accounts for additional announcements. Now, I will say that a lot happened last Thursday when the Chicago, calendar dropped, and the amount of unhappy members was just crazy. I mean, people just could not get in for anything. There were folks that were fortunate enough, to get into one or two things, but I definitely heard a lot of people very unhappy that they just couldn't get in. So, yeah. So it'll be interesting to get to hear, how it goes down. A reminder, though, for those marathon enthusiasts, that Logan and Mariana will both be running the Chicago Marathon on behalf of the Christopher and Dana Reeve Foundation. If you haven't contributed, there is still an option to contribute and donate for them. I believe that Rad Lopez is running too. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I do remember that I'd heard that. And then, of course, Susie will be there to cheer everybody on. I do not believe she's running the marathon, but I know that she will probably stay to cheer everybody on.
And
So
also keep in mind,
yeah.
Keep in mind for anybody that got completely shut out when the tickets went on sale on Thursday, there is an event or multiple events which say date to be termed to TBD, stay tuned, something is coming. Keep an eye out for that. I think that's going to be announced the week of. They're going to wait till kind of whatever they have brewing for that. It's going to be announced probably just that week, just maybe a few days beforehand, leading up to the start of the event.
Look at the website. Keep an eye on Peloton Studios, and definitely we'll share as soon as we hear what's going to be out there. We'll definitely share that on all our social media platforms. And then Thursday was definitely a frantic day for members because bookings for live classes at PSL were also finally released for the next set of classes for weekends. And this will be from September the 22nd through October the 16th. September the 22nd will be the opening weekend of the newly refreshed PSL, which has been closed for renovation since August the 7th. Although classes are typically available for booking 6 weeks in advance, they did hold off. I think really just to make sure that they were running, on time with the renovations and the refurbishment. I don't think that they wanted to go ahead and release the schedule and the ability for members to book classes until they were sure. And with just 10 days out, I think they felt more confident, or 2 weeks out, they felt more confident that they could in fact do so. So, they did go ahead and finally release those classes. It was another feeding frenzy. They released the classes literally one by one. I mean, there was a class, and then there was, and they released all the tread classes, all the cycling classes first, and then the tread classes. Now, I've shared with you folks that I will be in London. It's my birthday that week, the day before, and I am heading to London for that week. So I'm very excited. I was able, and I'm giving Filthy NYC huge kudos for being my lucky charm. I stood in line waiting to get into Leanne's ride with it on my phone, freaking out because we could not get in, and full kind of was my Buddha that I robbed, and was able to get into a couple classes. So very excited about that I was able to get in and will be at the opening of PSL. So that's kind of fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
I noticed that on the PSL schedule, they have 2 random days at the end of November that are listed. Did you see that?
Yeah, no, those are the German classes. So they had pre-released the German weekends. So in fact, the October, right. The end of September,
the 25th and 26th.
The end of September, that had been on the schedule for some time. And then the same with the November days. Yep. So those are just the German ones. Those have been there for a while.
Okay, that makes sense now.
Yep.
All right. Well, Kirsten Ferguson and Jess King are both returning to the live schedule after some time away. Jess returned for a 30-minute Hosier walk as part of the 2023 All for One Music Festival this past Saturday, the 9th. And Kirsten returned for a 30-minute power walk today, Sunday, September 10th. Kirsten had been off the live schedule since May as she recovered from an injury, and she had been documenting her recovery journey throughout on social media. And she recently shared that she ran on a treadmill for the first time since her procedure. And as of recording, she has walking classes on the live schedule through the 18th of September. Her walk on September 10th, that'll be her first live one since May 9th. Though there have been a number of straight on-demand drops during her time off from the live schedule. And Jess King, obviously, she's been away on maternity leave. She's been off since July. Her wife, Sophia, gave birth to their second child on July 15th. And so her final live classes leading up to her leave, she mentioned she wouldn't be away for as long as she was on her first maternity leave, because she was the one giving birth to their first child. But her last live class was July 13th. She also released some content straight to on demand in the meantime, though, throughout her absence. She'll return to the live schedule with walks, cycling classes throughout early September as well. So welcome back to Jess and Kirsten.
Yeah, some very happy folks out there, that I could tell you. It's certainly for Kirsten, been a long time, and I think the community were ready to get her back.
No shade. I didn't realize Kirsten had been off on.
Oh, really?
She had been recovering from an injury.
Oh my goodness! All right, you got to make sure you flag all your instructors.
Out of the loop I am.
You are definitely, she had a hip replacement, and she ended up injuring herself and ended up needing a hip replacement. So she has been in serious recovery, but she looked great. I mean, she was in Atlanta, and she did say she was still experiencing some pain and, needed to be careful. And that was back, August. So I'm hopefully by now she's ready to go. So
she's
excited.
Ready to go off gallivanting again with Jess Sims.
Exactly. But very excited to get them both back. I must say, I'm thrilled for them both. All right. Well, this past weekend was Peloton's 2023 All for One Music Festival. It kicked off on Thursday, featuring over 100 classes led by various artists from September the 7th to the 9th. The full artist lineup was announced a few weeks prior, which we shared with you on the show and on all our social media platforms. But the specific instructors for each class were only recently revealed. While only a few classes were held live, there were many that were added directly to the on-demand library. So whether you're a fan of Armin van Buuren, the Black Keys, Shaka Khan, Hoosier, there's something for everyone. The festival also introduced something different. It was called a listening party class or listening party classes that offer samplers from several artists. So most classes during the festival were short ranging classes from just 10 to 20 minutes, because what Peloton were looking at doing is wanting folks to really kind of customize their workouts and stack them. So whether you do like a 10-minute warm up and a 10-minute strength and a 20-minute ride, they really wanted folks to kind of collaborate their playlists for a better phrase and get that into there. So really customizing the experience. This is the second year of the All for One Music Festival. I will say though, John, having been at the studio on Thursday, I was kind of a little disappointed, just from the perspective in the hype. They really didn't do much in the studio. There was a sticker you could pick up when you registered, which I even forgot to get. I didn't even grab one. But there was like really nothing specific in, at PSNY that kind of made it exciting that this All for One festival was happening. So I was I was definitely a little disappointed from that perspective. One of the things that I will say though is that certainly for the Shaka Khan release, the instructors looked phenomenal. I mean, Brittany Allen did an amazing job in dressing the artists, and from Hannah to Leanne to Jeffrey, who was doing his walk plus run. It wasn't a member, it wasn't unfortunately a member experience because he was doing a German class, but all dressed up, and they just looked fantastic, and they really loved showing it off. So yeah,
some ambitious outfit designs, I'll say.
Definitely, but fun, and they seem to enjoy it. So that was kind of fun to see. But yeah, I was kind of a little disappointed. Now again, I was just there on Thursday. I didn't get to see what Friday and Saturday brought, and I know there's a lot of hype going on for the rest of the weekends with the fireside chats that they're doing and the hip hop stuff, and there's other fun stuff that's going on. Thursday was just kind of low key.
I feel like there's a lot of mixed feelings about it this year.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and just in terms of the live schedule with it, I mean, there's tons of content dropped.
Right.
But the live schedule was really muted. Yeah, Thursday morning, there was basically no live classes until
12:30.
11 or 12:30. Same with Friday morning.
Yeah.
It just, I don't know, it's just weird. I would have expected more live stuff. And then Friday midday, there was four different live Skrillex classes of all the different modalities all happening at the same time, which was kind of annoying because I had to choose between either riding with Kendall or running with Olivia or rowing with Adrian. I mean, I did the ride with Kendall, but you gotta make your choice. It was the same with the
Shaka Khan. It was, you either were going to jump on the bike with Leanne or run with Hannah, or
I was able to do,
Ash.
But Jeffrey's I did live. I did his.
That was before.
I think that was at 11 a.m. It was in German, but it was the walk plus run. But then that, I got my fill from that one, so I didn't do the Hannah. I guess if it was a walk plus run at an hour run. Yeah, later I skipped that.
Yeah, that was at 12:30. So 12:30 they dropped all three. So you're right. I mean, it didn't give folks an opportunity to. Yeah, I don't get that part of it. I must be honest with you. That part about Peloton, I haven't quite wrapped my head around. It's the same with the classes that they drop in at PSL on a Thursday night and a Friday night. They're at the same time, so you can't choose. You have to pick one or the other. Maybe it gives folks more opportunity to get into the studio. Maybe they're looking at it from that perspective.
It seemed like every instructor had some sort of on-demand drop. I didn't see a single one from Cody. I know he taught a live one on Saturday, a Katy Perry 30-minute all for one ride, but he didn't have any like little 15 minutes or whatever at all for all for one branded. So all right. I did see Jen Sherman had an Eagles 30-minute ride, so that was nice.
And there was some
Nice to
outdoor
see.
content as well. Some outdoor content dropped. I know John had an Eagles, either a run or an outdoor walk. I don't remember exactly what it was.
Okay.
So there was some outdoor content that dropped for the festival as well. But yeah.
Gotcha. Well, moving on, the Peloton Rower will be launching in Canada very soon. Peloton announced it'll be available up in Canada this holiday season. It was shared via press release just a couple days ago. They said the addition of the Peloton Row will bring a unique low-impact full-body cardio and strength workout to the existing portfolio of Peloton equipment in the market, including the Bike Plus, the Guide, and the Peloton Tread. Canadians can sign up to be among the first to know when the Peloton Row officially goes on sale at onepeloton.ca/row. It's not yet confirmed what the price will be in Canada yet. But this was followed by a post via the One Peloton Instagram stories, which had some images sharing the launch of it in Canada, as well as a video from Ash Pryor announcing the launch as well. And the press release also noted the equipment will be available in showrooms in Canada very shortly. And it'll be available everywhere in Canada that Peloton currently delivers to. Peloton CEO, Uncle Barry McCarthy, he previously shared that the Peloton Rower is currently undergoing certification tests in the United Kingdom. However, there's been no updates since then. But Wednesday's announcements did not mention a launch timeline for the UK, Germany, and Australia just yet.
Nice. Yeah, that's exciting. All right, continuing on with Row. Thursday saw the first live with members rowing class that took place at PSL. As I mentioned, Ash Pryor was the first rowing instructor to have members in the studio with her. And thanks to Jenny from the A, we got some valuable firsthand scoop on the setup, etc. So Jenny flew in from Atlanta and was in fact in that first class with Ash. And she said it was honestly the most incredible experience. There were 8 rowers set up in the studio, pretty much the same way that they do for strength.
Yeah,
in that
for the
strength
mats.
studio, but it was pretty much the same way. They had 3 rowers on the left-hand side, 3 rowers on the right-hand side, and then 2 in front. For the instructor, they were on the platform stage, and they were facing forward. So the folks on the sides of Ash got to see her from a side view, whereas with a strength, they pretty much are horizontal. She was kind of vertical for the camera view in the studio. Jenny said that she was ready. Like Ash came in there. It was part of the All for One series. It was the Shaka Khan row, and all dressed up. Brittany Allen get up. And I said to Jenny, was she nervous? She said, no, she handled everybody so beautifully. She said there was an amazing vibe in the studio, and it was really cool for her to be a part of that. So thank you, Jenny, I know you said no accolades needed, but it was really nice to have first-hand info from somebody that was actually in the studio. So really appreciate that.
It was interesting. I noticed on a couple of the Facebook Peloton groups, Peloton was emailing folks as recent as the night before, inviting them to come to the row. I mean, they were emailing members that lived in Washington State.
Yeah. I know,
they must have just blasted everybody, but
I think it was Bertha C. Runs MD. I think
so
she
last
got
minute.
an email. I know I saw something from her, and she was like, okay, seriously, I would have been there in a heartbeat, but flying cross country at the last minute isn't really an option.
Come on.
Yeah, kind of strange they did that. But yeah, fun that it's finally an option and that folks are able to do that. Curious to hear whether Chris Lewis was able to get into any. I know he was waitlisted for tons. Hadn't gotten
On the
into any
row
on the
classes?
road. Yeah, so I'm hoping that he got into something. We'll share with you next week, but that was fun.
Nice. Well, we have a new XOXO Cody ride on the schedule. It's going down on Monday night, September 11th at 7 p.m. Eastern. Peloton Studios posted a fun little reel promoting it with various XOXO clips from past classes. They announced the time. They said, which means no more texting your ex or going on boring dates, solicits relation. The ride, if you don't know the XOXO Cody series, he solicits questions in advance from Peloton members on social media, and then he has a little portion of the ride where he reads from cards and answers questions that are usually about relationships.
Right.
And then usually there's like he's done in the past, he's done a smash or pass segment, which usually he does it based on like Disney characters or something really random like that. But they're always a lot of fun. There's always some great moments from those. But yeah, it's been a while. I can't remember the last time we even
spoke about
one.
it.
If it was if it was around Valentine's Day, I feel like it's been
maybe
it's been a long while.
As long as that, yeah.
But just in time for his book launch, which I think comes out the next day.
Yeah,
so
I'm sure they coordinated that. So
I'm sure we'll be plugging that at some point during during the ride. He's been getting around with the book promotions.
I will admit I am going to one of his launches. Somebody from the DC area had an extra ticket and she asked me if I'd like to go with her. So I am joining my friend Liz to go. So are you proud of me?
Very cool. Yeah.
All right. Well, Peloton has formed a strategic partnership with Sport-Tiedje. I probably pronounced it incorrectly. One of Europe's leading home fitness and sporting equipment retailers. This collaboration aims to expand Peloton's reach in Germany by offering its state-of-the-art fitness equipment and instructor-led classes. It starts in October of this year, and Peloton's Bike Plus, Tread, and select accessory products will be available at 35 Sport-Tiedje locations across Germany and on the online store. So they will serve as Peloton's exclusive sales partner in Germany outside of Peloton's own retail outlets. The partnership pretty much mirrors the collaboration with Dick's Sporting Goods that we have here in the US. And that began back in 2022. So that's kind of cool for folks to be able to go out and, take a look at the equipment because so many of the stores have closed. Peloton has also teamed up, sticking with Germany, with American Express. To offer a special discount for cardholders. So those using an American Express card can get 15% cash back up to 350 euros on purchases of at least 1,400 euros of Peloton equipment or Peloton something. The discount applies to Peloton bikes, Bike Pluses, Treads, but not the Row, because as we know, it's not available in Germany yet. To benefit from this offer, card holders must opt in via the My Offers section on the American Express app or website before making a purchase with Peloton. The partnership is exclusive to Germany and does not extend to the United States or Canada or Australia or the UK. Peloton, though, does, as we all know, have a similar collaboration with American Express in the UK, which they did in 2021, and has also partnered with Chase Bank in the US for bonus points on purchases. So it's just kind of expanding their reach to more folks out there.
Nice. Well, Peloton has recently fixed a little bug that some members had noticed, an error with the way their workouts were being tracked in the monthly strength challenge. So apparently since September 1st, a lot of members had reported that the challenge is tracking every single workout they complete on the Peloton platform. So rides, runs, meditations were all counted as strength workouts, which caused them to earn badges for the strength challenge that obviously they hadn't really fulfilled the requirements for. So just recently, Peloton fixed the bug on September 5th. So if you exit and rejoin the challenge, it should track as it's supposed to. And Peloton's monthly strength challenge, it's available every month out of the year. You always have to opt into it. But it tracks the number of strength workouts you complete. So there are 3 badges. You do 5 strength workouts in that month. You earn a bronze badge. You complete 10, you earn a silver, and completing 15 or more gets you the gold.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. So September 1st, and since you got the lawsuit,
Since I got the death news.
Purge. I took the purge. I'll go with the purge. September 1st did actually see the most recent class, library maintenance. They don't like to call it purge. They call it library maintenance.
Yeah.
Removing classes that were filmed between February 20th and March the 8th of 2020. This removal affected slightly more than just 2 weeks worth of content. Notably, the last remaining ride with pro cyclist Christian Vande Velde was among the classes removed, meaning that there are no more available classes with him on the platform. So if anybody liked to go back to those classes and enjoy them, they are no longer there. However, 29 classes were preserved in the on-demand library, including some of the artist series, special themed classes, sleep meditations, power zone rides, and classes from Peloton's first season of dance cardio.
Nice. Well, I think that pretty much leads up to now they're kind of pretty much up to date to when 23rd Street closed. Right at the beginning of the pandemic, because they kind of closed a little early, and then they shifted over to Hudson Yards.
You know what? That makes sense.
Thereafter,
you're right. Yeah.
So I wonder now that they've got most of the 23rd Street and the old Tread and Strength Studio cleared out. I wonder how often these are they gonna start purging PSNY content, or
I want to know if they're going to start purging the at-home content. That'll be, because that's kind of fun to go back and watch them. I mean, I've gone back and done some of Leanne and Ben's stuff from at home. So I'm curious to see whether they're going to purge any of that material.
Well, some of it definitely was purged, because there was a Father's Day Jen Sherman 30-minute, it might have been just like a rock ride from home, but it was over Father's Day weekend.
Okay.
And there were some really good moments, where she got emotional talking about her father. And that one was purged, I don't know when, a long time ago. Because I was pulling up a clip from it, for this past Father's Day or last Father's Day. And it wasn't showing up in the library. So
interesting.
That was kind of a bummer. Fortunately, I had the clip. I was just looking to see if it was still there.
Still there.
If the ride was still on it. Yeah. So, good point.
So we'll see.
Anyway, so shifting to apparel news, we have a new fall apparel featuring some lucky Peloton members modeling this new apparel. There's a spiritual gangster pause and reflect t-shirt. There's a Cadent sports bra and high-rise pocket leggings. There's also a spiritual gangster matching crop tank and Love Sculpt leggings. There's also a Dream Blend. I'm a big Dream Blend fan, so there's a new Dream Blend long sleeve shirt as we're starting to feel those fall temperatures now creep in.
It's awesome. There's also, I saw it at PSNY. It's awesome.
The Dream Blend long sleeve.
Oh my God, it's so it's really nice.
Nice. And there's some all new All for One Festival apparel, which are all unisex. There's a short sleeve, and they're all white. There's a short sleeve shirt, there's a bucket hat, and there's a fleece hoodie for anyone that wants to get some All for One swag. The
fleece hoodie is amazing, just so you guys know. I didn't get it, But it's like one of those big, like nice winter. You can just imagine being curled up, like, on the sofa during the winter in that big fleece hoodie. It really is nice. I was disappointed with the All for One stuff, to be honest, though. The apparel
Yeah.
just was very like, blah,
Dorky
But
bucket hat.
yeah, it kind of was. I mean, even right, but even the hoodie. I mean, as comfy and nice it was, the design on it was just very blah. It just
This
really
is
wasn't
basic, yeah.
anything. Very basic, very basic. Well, talking about apparel, we are going to just throw this in at the end here.
Talking about something that's not basic.
That's definitely not basic.
Quite the contrary.
It looks like there may be some very happy Brittany Allen fans out there soon. Peloton had posted a video on Thursday wishing Brittany Allen good luck in the Project Runway finale. And it ended with an image of a butterfly, Brittany's logo, overlaid with a Peloton P. So we can only assume that this has to be a tease for a Brittany Peloton apparel collab. So definitely something to look forward to. Curious to know, how avant-garde it's going to be as far as the outfits go that will be on there. But that's something for folks to definitely, take a look out for. And then birthdays, Mila Lazar celebrated her birthday on Monday, September the 4th. And a very happy birthday to Hannah Corbin, who celebrates today, Sunday the 10th. So happy birthday, ladies, my fellow Virgos.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. And I guess, John, next up, we'll go right into Instructor in the News.
All right.
So kicking it off, Sam Yo will be hitting the West End and is set to return to theatre stage by joining the cast of Rodgers and Hammerstein's The King and I musical in the United Kingdom. So Sam announced this news on his Instagram, revealing that he will be part of the musical's 4-week tour. He will play the role of the Kralahomie, I believe that's how you say it, and will also be an understudy for the role of the King of Siam, which he will perform in one of the shows. The tour will visit Edinburgh, Woking, and Oxford from September the 12th to October the 7th. Notably, Sam will play the King of Siam at the New Theatre in Oxford on October the 7th. But folks, I know there were some very panicked members out there. This does not mean that Sam is leaving Peloton. He merely used his time off to participate in the musical. As we all know, Sam has a history in theatre. He has performed on London's West End in various productions before joining Peloton in 2019. And it was an opportunity for him to go back to, kind of his roots.
Yeah.
He was so excited about it. And I'm so proud of him. I think it's such an amazing, accomplishment and to be able to do that. So very excited. I'm so bummed that, he won't be in London when I'm there, but I would have loved to. I love The King and I. It's a great musical. So
You'll have to go to Edinburgh and see it.
Yes.
Very cool. Well, Alex Toussaint, he will be making a visit to Ohio very soon for the Kroger Wellness Festival. They recently announced that they were welcoming him on Friday, September 22nd. He will be there at 2:45 p.m. He'll help the Kroger Wellness social media page said Alex will help you get motivated through a powerful discussion. It's a free event, so you don't have to RSVP or get any kind of ticket for it. Definitely go to Kroger.com/wellness festival because it's a massive festival that takes place in downtown Cincinnati, Ohio over the weekend where there's live music, there's different panels, there's different nutritional events to help you eat more healthy. Kroger's, it's a Midwest grocery store chain. We have them in Michigan. And I don't know if it's headquartered in Cincinnati or what the connection is to Cincinnati, but it's taking place on Friday, September 22nd and Saturday, the 23rd. And it's all about health and wellness. But it's basically just downtown Cincinnati, Ohio. And also in other Alex news, shifting gears to apparel, as part of his ongoing collaboration with Puma, Alex's new Puma cycling shoe is going to be dropping this month. He recently shared a picture in his Instagram story, and it's actually a pretty nice cycling shoe. It's kind of all white. It's got his signature AT logo on the strap. It's got a black Puma logo on the top. But he had recently shared a picture in his Instagram stories that it was coming this month. So stay tuned. I'm sure he'll be posting about it as soon as it's available to purchase.
So exciting for him. That's awesome. Well, Camilla Roman was featured in Hip Latina, chatting about how she is making waves in the fitness community by bringing Latinx authenticity to her classes. So whether she's teaching in Spanish or English or using a playlist of Latin hits or American pop, her pride in her culture shines through. And we've all seen that with her, on either the tread or the bike. She's originally from Argentina and was raised in Miami. And as we know, she was the first instructor to teach cycling classes in both English and Spanish. In the article, she emphasizes fitness for mental and physical health rather than just aesthetics. She often addresses the tia toxica stereotype. So basically it represents all the aunts in Latinx lives that perpetuate negative body image stereotypes. She says she promotes a message of self-love and confidence that isn't only based on appearance. It also shared that she has launched a telenovela series on social media showcasing her fun side and further celebrating the Latin community and culture. So was really a great article to read. Good for her.
That's great. Well, UK instructor Jermaine Johnson, he was recently featured in Women's Health. It's not an interview, because at first I looked at this and I was like, why is Jermaine in Women's Health magazine of all publications? But they have an exclusive 15-minute no equipment full body Peloton workout courtesy of Jermaine featured in it. And it's a very straightforward workout that they walk you through, using just little GIFs if you're looking at it online. But basically, it starts out with some jumping jacks for about 30 to 45 seconds, some body weight squats, 15 to 20 reps, and then some push-ups, 10 to 12 reps, followed by some lunges, and then a plank hold, and then some bicycle crunches, and then finishing off with burpees, 10 to 12 reps of burpees. This is just kind of a fun little Peloton exclusive workout in Women's Health.
That's awesome. Awesome. And Christine D'Urclay was interviewed for unfilteredonline.com, emphasizing the power of positive self-talk. So another one just out there promoting self-talk and awareness, etc. She shared that she believes that the conversation one has with oneself is crucial. Recalling her experiences, Christine shared how she overcame fear and self-doubt during a velodrome race by changing her inner dialogue. She promotes a practice of writing down thoughts, especially during moments of emotional turmoil, to gain clarity and control. Her mantra, I am, I can, I will, I do, serves as a guide to navigate through challenging situations. She also discussed her fitness philosophy, emphasizing emotional endurance alongside physical fitness. Her journey from an aspiring ballerina to competitive cycling highlights her belief in being true to oneself and taking risks. So a really cool article. And I wanted to wrap up Instructor in the News in just sharing a quick thought. We've spoken about Ben Aldous launching his Raise the Bar book. It's not on sale in the US in hardback yet, in hardcover yet. It is only on sale in the UK. But I just didn't want to wait. So I purchased it on Audible. I got to tell you, John.
Is he narrating it? Is it his voice?
He narrates it. And it is absolutely phenomenal. I am not a big reader. suffer from a little bit of ADD. So
You're not
I
just
tend
saying
to
that because
be
I don't know.
very,
I thought about Ben. I was like, I don't know. Is this going to be kind of a snoozer?
John. All right, I'll give you a tip. I'll give you a tip because I'm going to be very transparent.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you ever listened to a book on tape, an Audible book or something like that. But,
Yeah.
they give you different speeds that you can listen it at. So I did not listen it at the default, which is 1. I did it at 1.2. And I got to tell you, that was the key. No. I mean, it was just, it speeded it up a little bit. He
Just
was
enough.
absolutely phenomenal. The book is brilliant. It is brilliant. I saw a side to Ben. He is an incredibly mature man. He's only 30, and I had to keep reminding myself as he is wise beyond his years. But folks, if you don't want to wait until November, because they did push publishing from October to November in the US, you can order the hardcover via a it's escaping me right now. What it is, I'm sure Chris Lewis can tell us, but it's you can order it from the UK and they ship to the States. But I gotta tell you, the Audible experience was amazing, and getting to hear, just Ben's authenticity in his journey was remarkable. I got to hear the last bit as I drove up to New York on Wednesday or Thursday morning.
So you already finished it on Audible?
I'm done. Yeah, it really didn't take that long.
You didn't put you to sleep when you were driving? You didn't veer off the road?
On the contrary. I was so moved again by his authenticity and his, just true to himself. I had a kid that went from the finance world to education and became a first grade teacher after being, a CPA and a finance major. So I related to what he shared. And for me, so maybe that was a powerful message, is that it's okay. And, look, I don't think he recognized he was going to be this successful when he took, Cody's meeting and decided to work for Peloton. Remember, it was, brand new in the UK. He's made a name for himself in the 4 years, his almost 5 years that he's been there. But the last chapter, he is very personal and, talks about their last year, him and Leanne's last year. And I was bawling. Thank God my car drives itself, because I would have been off the road, not out of boredom, but out of sheer, mood. I was so moved by it. So I did want to throw that in. I know we've spoken about it in the past, but if you are looking for a good read, as the weather changes and you just want something to listen to on the go, Audible is definitely a way to go. I definitely will get the book because I'd like to go. He goes back to reference stuff. And it was hard to do that, obviously, on an Audible, because he kind of gives you a list of things at the end of each chapter. But definitely one for the books. Excuse me.
Okay, well, I was doing last time I was doing some yard work outside. I was listening to a different book on Audible, so maybe I'll cue this up this weekend when I'm mowing the lawn. Okay, I'll give it a try.
Cue it up. All
right, 1.2 speed.
1.2 speed. 1.5 was a bit too fast, but 1.2 was perfect.
All right.
And there's a lot of meaning in there. A lot of meaning. I mean, yeah. So I think just give it a chance, and it's a really good book. It's a really, and I do like autobiographies. I do like folks sharing stories about their life. It was funny because I actually said to my son, "Please, won't you read it?" And he was like, "Mom, I hate autobiographies." And I'm like, "Yeah, but this is your story. I want you to hear, this young guy." Anyway, all right, let's move on. We will go right into picks of the week, and John, kick it off.
Okay. First up, speak of the devil, Ben Aldis's 20-minute 90s dance music ride from August 28th. We got this from our friend Cinco, and as well as Gracie, the pirate dog. They said great playlist and structure from a great instructor. And then Selena Samuela's 45-minute The Beatles run from August 31st. Low Keston gave us this one. They said, love these outdoor reloaded artist series classes. And then Susie Chan's 30-minute 90s rock run from September 1st. Habitual Runner submitted this. They said, great coaching by Susie and an amazing playlist.
Awesome. Next up, Adrian Williams, a 30-minute trap music full body strength class. This was from the 5th. P3C Campbell recommended this class. They said Adrian's classes are always great, and this was no exception. Aditi Shah had a 20-minute pop punk Pilates, also from the 5th. Amajar 3 recommended this one and said the playlist in this class was so good. And then our boy, Jeffrey McEachin, his 30-minute R&B run, also from the 5th. Carney Ham recommended this one, and it's in English. So for all you folks that have not tried a Jeffrey run, this is it. It's in English. It's from PSNY. He was on fire. I did do this class, and definitely don't miss it. So yeah.
I wonder how the UK Tread folks that are over at PSNY, how much they're enjoying that Tread Plus.
I thought the same thing. I forgot to ask Jeffrey. I forgot to ask him. I saw him on Thursday, and I meant to ask him. I mean, he said he's loving being in PSNY, but he said it's a different experience. But I actually forgot to ask him because I did see him when I did the run. I saw him on there, and I was like, I wonder what he thinks of that.
Yeah, I'm sure they have no complaints.
It's funny you said that.
No complaints about it. Well, staying with the runs, Matt Wilper's 30-minute intervals run from September 6th. We got this from Annie V. They said Matt's coaching was great and all the intervals were very manageable. And then Callie's 30-minute bike boot camp core, also from September 6th. We got that from Armajar 3. She said, great class. My arms are still sore from it. And then Eric Yeager's 30-minute techno ride, which I'm not sure if this is in English or German.
It's English.
Oh, it's English. Okay.
It was,
September 6th, Sunny 194 gave us this one. They said, great to see Eric live from PSNY, even though the London studios are still closed.
Yeah. So I don't think it was a members. I don't think there were members in it, but I do think it was in English.
Okay.
And then Leanne's 30-minute groove ride. Remember, these are only classes up through Wednesday, the end of Wednesday. So this was from the 6th as well. Kitty Cat 19 and L Rachel T recommended this one. Great to have Leanne doing this ride type. And again, that was her live ride from PSNY as well. Not with members, but a live one from PSNY. Then Christine Derkley did a 30-minute indie rock ride, also from the 6th. This one came from HR Goddess. They said, as always, it was well coached and she gave moments of connection. Plus, it allows those who are not familiar with indie music the opportunity to dip their toes in the water. Great.
I did that one live.
Did you? All right.
Yeah,
awesome.
It was good.
And then last up was Alex. Alex Toussaint was finally back on the platform.
Tread.
He was very missed after Atlanta. He took a vacation. This one was his 30-minute hip-hop run from the 6th, 7 p.m. Eastern. Timeout Tammy recommended this one. They said he was recharged and fresh from vacation. And he talked about how Atlanta was his favorite Peloton member event
of all time.
Event. I thought I read favorite Peloton member, but a member event of all time. How cool is that? Yeah.
After Homecoming 2019, of course.
So he got to meet me in Atlanta. He got to, come on. He went from John Pruitt to Amanda Siegel. So hello.
Come on, you can't top Hammerstein Ballroom. You can't.
I don't know. Alpharetta, Atlanta was a pretty cool place. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, that wraps up the picks of the week for this week. Some fun things going on. Some definite fun things going on. So those of you that are in the midst of the All for One content, we hope that you love it and enjoy it. And have an awesome weekend. I'm doing all those classes. And I guess what else? That's about it. So we're going to wrap it up from me here. Thanks for listening. As always, we love to be able to share all of this with you guys. We hope that it is helpful, and we look forward to seeing you back next week.
Yep. And from me here in Michigan, Appreciate you tuning in, watching, and listening from all over. And as always, we will see you on the leaderboard. Bye for now.
Thank you for watching Pelo Buddy TV, your source for everything Peloton, by the community, for the community. Work out with us using the Pelo Buddy TV leaderboard tag and find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Pelo Buddy. Don't forget that we have a podcast available so that you can listen to us while on the move. Just search for Pelo Buddy TV on any major platform and hit the subscribe button so you never miss an episode.